So I heard a good quote this morning, and that is leadership is the art of living intentionally. Um, and I thought that was so great, especially as we're walking through, okay, what does it mean to be intentional? How are we intentional on a day-to-day basis? And I just thought that was such a key point, that being a leader means understanding what it means to live an intentional life in our interactions, our conversations, our actions, everything. We can be intentional. David actually told us a few weeks ago that every conversation you have can lead to somewhere if you're intentional with it. Which really struck me because I thought, man, there's a lot of conversations I have that are just, I know they're not going anywhere, which isn't a terrible thing. But I never thought about it that way, that every conversation I could have could lead somewhere. Could lead someone closer to an understanding with Christ, or lead both of us into this stronger disciple relationship, servant-disciple relationship we have with God. And I never really thought about it that way. Wow, what if every conversation I had, I was intentional with about showing that person, hey, I love you, hey, you're valuable, hey, God loves you and He thinks you're valuable, and He wants you to walk this path. And so I just wanted us to be thinking about that as we head into this weekend, because as leaders in the church, we have a ton of influence. When we have conversations, when we have interactions, we are influencing not only the people on our teams, but the guests that show up, our friends, our family. We are influencers. So knowing that, are the conversations we're having leading somewhere? Do we want them to be leading somewhere? And I hope, if it's not, it's okay because mine wasn't. It's something we begin to change our hearts and mindsets and think, okay, yeah, I want this conversation to go somewhere. I want to be able to get done talking with this person knowing, okay, I think I was able to pour into them a little bit, or I was able to coach them a little bit, or we were able to leave with maybe a better appreciation for what God is doing in our life. It can lead somewhere if we are intentional with it, and that is what leadership is being intentional with those moments. And so I think that's a great thing going into this week, that I wanted to share with you guys. But this is now week 3 of Wonder Life. I'm sorry I was not here this weekend. I heard it was a great weekend. It was a great message. We had a great response. We had a ton of people. We had over 1,000 people. 1,082 was the total number, which is the second highest since we launched. So crazy how many people are starting to get plugged in or starting to connect here. And so I just wanted to say a big thank you for you guys for making that possible, because we couldn't do it without you guys and being willing to serve with us and just love on everyone that walks through those doors. And as you can tell, God is doing something here and people are responding. And so it's cool. And I hope we can just celebrate that for a moment and just what He's doing in our community is pretty cool. And so yeah, thank you guys for being a part of that. But it was a huge weekend, and I think people are really enjoying this Wonder Life series and getting plugged in with the book and the groups, and it's really helping people get connected. This message, I think people are really going to resonate with. Todd is preaching this weekend, and it's going to be great. He's going to be talking a lot about where our confidence is, and what our conscience is, and who our community is. And I really think, because the whole question at the end is, do you have a confidence in God? And really, do you want this confidence? And I think a lot of people are out there saying, yeah, I want to be confident. And we're hoping a lot of people, it strikes them and say, I want to be confident, so they can start walking this, well, your confidence comes from God and who you are in God. And really begin to start walking that out in their lives. So I'm really excited. When we went through the review, I thought this was a great message. It really hit me. I loved it. I think people are really going to like it. So I'm excited for this weekend. Just a few things to let you know going into the weekend. One, baptisms are coming up May 20th and 21st. So if anyone on your team or you guys want to be involved, please let me know. Would love to have you. The biggest thing we want is, again, that crowd outside. That was just one of the coolest moments I've had here at Fountain Springs, getting to watch as this huge crowd surrounded people getting baptized, and this moment, it literally was like they just hit a home run, and now their entire team was out there celebrating with them. That's what it reminded me of, and I thought that was so cool. So we want to do that same sort of thing. So it's going to be Saturday and Sunday baptisms, 20th and 21st. It's going to be, we're hoping to have just another great celebration. A lot of people made a decision at Easter, so we're hoping they take another step and really just let us love on them and enjoy what God is doing. But so that's coming up. We will be having a booth this weekend, and so we're going to be needing some people to man it. So if we have enough greeters, we may see if some of the greeting team can help. Maybe just one or two can help with the baptism signups. We'll see how that goes. But speaking of that, our Sunday at 11 seems like it's really short. Saturday, because people love serving on Saturdays now because you have all Sunday off, we may need to be asking some people on Saturday, hey, would you be willing to come back and help with the 11 tomorrow? Just to try and help, because our 11s are getting pretty big. But I also hope that our volunteers, and you guys especially, are feeling appreciated for being willing to serve every single week. This is now week 3 of 5, and we have there's so much going on. Like I said, we have the 5 weeks, then we have baptism, and then the next week after that we have communion, so we have a ton of stuff going on. And so I just want to say thank you guys so much for continuing to serve and help with this. But please be willing to say that to your teams as well. Just let them know how much we appreciate them. I try and walk around and just say thank you. Our Volunteer Central team just tries to thank them. We just want to be very thankful. But it's been a pretty cool last few weeks over at East with Saturday services, and just watching people catch on to that and open up space for Sundays, and people respond to that, and new people getting to show up. We had a lot of new guests in the last 2 weeks, and I think opening up Saturdays really helped that. And so I thank you guys for being willing to serve and help, and I really do. I mean, you guys are the church. You're God's hands and feet, and without you, we couldn't do it. But just thank you for that. The one last thing I wanted to say, well, you know what? I'm going to wait to share this in the meeting. So yeah, I'm going to share this in the meeting because I'm going to challenge you guys this next week. So I'll wait to say it then. But I just wanted to say thank you. And I'm excited to serve with you guys this week. I missed you guys last weekend. I'd much rather would have been here, believe me. But yeah, we'll see you this weekend.